Tell you one thing my parents didn't have to worry about is what I was doing on social media and all the things that happen on social media. What if there was a company out there that could help you, mom and dad, monitor your kids' social media activity? Well, guess what? There is. But this is where we're at. We live in a different time, a different place where social media dominates our lives. And I have a to-be 7-year-old this week, and I have a 10-year-old. We haven't gone down that path to social media, and I fear social media. And I'm worried about social media because how do you monitor it? How do you control it? What are the things that we need to teach our kids? Because so much can happen on social media, and so much cyberbullying can happen on social media. And so we have in studio Jacob Martino from Raadr, spelled Raadr. Raadr is a platform that is in a service that is specifically designed to help us monitor the social media activities of our children. Jacob, welcome to the show. Tell us what Raadr is and how it works.
Mike, thanks for having me on. Raadr is something that really helps parents get a pulse of what's happening online, not with just your child, but the community around your child. Nowadays, there are more posts every minute to social media platforms than can be read in an entire month. And Raadr likes to stay on top of what's important and give parents kind of like that, online snapshot of what's going on.
So exactly how does that work? Because, I mean, I can tell you right now, my kid's got a tablet, and if he wanted to lock me out, I'm sure he could figure it out because I don't know how that stuff
They're
works.
savvy. Kids are savvy. The deal with Raadr is it's your child has no idea they're being monitored. We don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. All their information they're posting 9 times out of 10 is already public information. Little do they know, even private messaging, Mike, that's public. And not just parents can see this information, future employers, everybody can see what they're putting out. So what we like to do is we like to give parents an opportunity to sign up, pick a host of keywords that are attached to certain topics that would be questionable. And if those kind of posts come up, the parents will get notified in a real simple manner, a push notification. And then it's up to the parent to sit down and address these things with their child. We're not saying we're going to, discipline their child. Raadr doesn't do that. But what we do is we give a parent an opportunity to look at things, discern it, and then take action if necessary.
Now, there are some parents, the challenge, I have to imagine the challenge for you guys is, okay, because there's going to be 2 types of parents out there. Right now, there are the parents going down the road going, okay, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
These guys are geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
One, why didn't I think of that? And number 2, I've got to get on that. But then there's also the other set of parents that I don't necessarily want to say they're naive, but they're not aware of the dangers, the aware of the value of this, and there's got to be an education process for you guys. What do you say to that parent and to the parent going, no big deal?
Yeah, it is. It is. We actually, believe it or not, Mike, I meet with a lot of parents. I'm in schools every week. Raadr takes the approach of getting in front of kids and making this kid friendly first so they can take it into the household. The parents I talk to, they have no clue. They have absolutely no idea really of what their kids are doing online. And it is eye-opening when you present things and you show them things. It's sad, but just a couple weeks ago, there was a murder-suicide on a campus here in a high school, Independence High School. We were at this high school in November. We had a turkey drive, and the two young ladies who lost their life, there could have been an intervention. There could have been something could have happened, and one of the girls was crying out for help on social media. She was posting things that led up to this event. So when I talk to parents, unfortunately, I have to bring up those types of things and let them know that could eventually happen at your school. This is something that is snowballing out of control. Social media is great for business. It's horrible for kids. And at an unprecedented number, kids are being exposed to things. When you and I were kids, we did not see this kind of stuff. And that's why we are where we are. And that's why I developed Raadr, is to give parents that snapshot.
I always just wonder what my high school and college days would have been like had we had social media, because we were able to get away with a lot more stuff. If you are interested in Raadr, if you're interested in protecting your kids online and monitoring their social media behaviors, go ahead and text the word social to 411-92.3. Text the word social to 411-923. We're going to get you a link to their website. The other challenge is when we were kids, and I'm a little bit older than you, but when we were kids, bullying was old school.
Yeah.
It was getting pushed up against the locker or getting canned, getting picked up and thrown in the trash can. And generally, bullying was either physical or verbal, face-to-face communication. But I think for a lot of adults, we don't put a lot of value, a lot of seriousness and understanding that bullying that happens digitally and especially on social media not only is a huge issue, but probably more damaging.
Yeah.
Because if I punch you in the face and give you a black eye, okay, we can make up. Your eye's going to heal. Which I'm looking at you. There's no way I'm physically touching you because you will kick my butt. But if I did, it would disappear. Right. But what's happening on social media, we have no grasp.
It's bad because nowadays kids get behind a computer screen and they gang up on others. And one thing that parents don't understand is kids are suffering severe mental health issues. Why would a kid go pick up a gun and shoot another kid? It's mental health is what it comes down to. And there's severe mental health issues that come from bullying, especially cyberbullying, because what happens now, Mike, is kids are ganging up. It's not just one kid picking on a person or one picture. It's a group of them. And when that happens, the self-esteem goes so low, kids don't think right. They take things into their own hands, and as you see, we have tragedies. So it is severe nowadays. It's a lot worse than the bullying, I think, the physical bullying, because you're right, the scars run deep. Words are so powerful.
Now, what about, as far as your guys' approach and the education, because we have the bullying, and then we also have the kids, and it's sad that I even have to use these terms, but sexually exploiting other students via social media, and you could be the father of a beautiful 16-year-old girl. However pictures are taken or however the stories are told, the next thing you know, these stories are being disseminated via social media, and as parents, we may not have any idea. And let's talk about the issue and talk about how Raadr again comes alongside, partners with the parents,
Sure,
to not only help prevent it but catch it early on.
No question. I touched on this earlier, but nowadays kids are putting out a digital resume. And it's so funny you bring up the sexually explicit stuff because it's horrible. We follow, I do demo presentations for investors and shareholders all the time. And we follow a certain 15-year-old girl, okay? And she comes from a very good family. And there are millions of girls out there just like this girl. Some of the posts that we pull up, some of the feeds and some of the things that she follows are so eye-opening. It's just, I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I know if I saw these things, literally my tongue would hit the floor. I would not be able to believe those kind of things would be able to be out there in front of them, but they are. And it's important when this information is retweeted or posted by the child, a parent has to immediately address this, sit down and set guidelines and rules, about what they can be following, the kind of pages and the kind of people they can be interacting with, because what they're sharing and what they're seeing, it's creating this resume and it's creating something that they think is okay, and it's not okay.
Yeah, and my message, if you have a young child, teenager, whatever the case is, in the car with you right now, it's my own public service message, because Jacob, you'd mentioned the digital resume. Mm-hmm. Once it goes online, it is there forever. And one of the things that I do as an employer, when I get resumes from people who want to work for me, be part of my team, or some of the different industries and companies that I've managed and been part of, I go on social media and I do searches, and I want to know what is there. I want to know what type of person this person is, whether it's fair or it's not fair. That is just the way it is. And so you've got to be careful. So when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Jacob DiMartino from Raadr. If you want information on how you can help protect your kid monitor what they're doing on social media, go ahead and text the word social to 411-923. Again, text the word social to 411-923. We're going to talk more about that eternal digital resume, what we can do as parents to educate our kids, protect our kids, and give our kids knowledge that will help protect their futures. All right, we are talking social media. We are talking our children. We have a place where you can go. Imagine if there was a service out there that you can sign up for to monitor what your kids are doing on social media so that you can be notified. You can have the indicators that your kid may be being bullied. Maybe they're the bully. I would want to know if my kid was doing the bully. Maybe there's some sort of exploitation going on as a parent. It is your responsibility to know. We are in studio with Jacob DiMartino from Raadr, spelled R-A-A-D-R. You can go to raadr.com, raadr.com, or you can just text social to 411-923. Text the word social to 411-923. Jacob, parents don't want to hear that their kids are the bullies.
Right.
No one wants to hear it. Nobody wants to believe it. But man, what if you found out your kid was being the bully?
Well, there's cases too, several cases. We had one posted on our website where parents can be held liable. There was a case in Florida where a girl was bullied so bad by two other girls, she committed suicide. The girls who were the bulliers bragged about it after she committed suicide. The sheriff of that county got involved, and as well, since now I know that he's brought the parents to justice as well because they knew what was going on. They knew what was happening. So I don't want to freak parents out. I don't want to scare them, but you have to open your eyes up. Your kid could be a bullier. And you could be in trouble from that if you're not addressing it. They're on social media. And if these things are happening and you're not watching them and not following them, a parent can get in trouble nowadays because of what their kids are doing. It's pushing other kids to suicide all the time. So, yes, parents, they need this Raadr just like a parent of a kid that's being bullied. A parent of a kid that is a bullier definitely needs to be in the know.
Go ahead and text the word social to 411-923. Again, text the word social to 411-923. We're going to send you a link out to the website for Raadr so you can begin the process of seeing what your kids are doing via social media. Everything changes, everything evolves. And it's always been a parent's responsibility to know what is going on in the lives of their children. And we've all grown up, we've all gone to school with those kids whose mom and dad have been absent. Mm-hmm. And there's always the difference. And the problem is, and the challenge for us parents today, is the forms of communication, the places where your kids are hanging out have changed. Mm-hmm. And so we have a responsibility to evolve in our own thinking. And I would think, for me personally, something like Raadr would actually make parenting a little bit easier because you always have to go where people are at. If you're in business, you always have to go where your consumers are at. Well, in order to monitor what your kids are doing, you have to go where they're at. You can't go to school with them. You can't go hang out with them that much. And we try to, in our house, have our kids and their friends over as much as possible. But kids are online. Yeah. Kids are on social media. We have a way of actually kind of being more involved in our kids' lives than what our parents were able to do. How does Raadr work?
The way it works is it discerns what your kids are posting, which would be relevant to what could be dangerous, so to speak. So, we know our kids post tons of stuff that really are irrelevant. It doesn't, the selfies, the little back and forth with their friends. Parents don't need to see that. They don't need to spend hours scrolling through their posts of all the feeds to look at that.
You don't want to either.
It's crazy. It takes way too much time. So we take all of that out of it, all of the guesswork, all of the how-to work, and just give it a real simple process, a real simple breakdown on getting them the information that's most important. If something's posted that is questionable, believe me, our system will flag it. We've got over 3,000 keywords that are the most up-to-date keywords that scour the platforms, and we know that if something's going to be posted that is questionable, the parent can address it. And that's what's most important. It saves them time. They don't have to go and worry about scrolling all through the social feeds when they can just use Raadr.
If you have kids that are on social media or getting ready to be of the age to be on social media, You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your kids. It is your responsibility to monitor what is happening to protect them, and now you have a way to do it by using Raadr. Go ahead and text the word social to 411-923. Again, text the word social to 411-923. Jacob, let's talk about the story. How and why Raadr? How did that come about as an entrepreneur for you?
You know, I first got into business. I was, believe it or not, I was selling social media to businesses. So I was offering a service of social media to businesses, and it was a great deal, you know, and there was a huge need for it. But as I saw more and more in the news of the bullying, specifically the cyberbullying and the hate and the suicide numbers going up and up and up, and then just learning about what's going on in our local schools here, I knew we needed a technology, and I knew I needed to change the focus of my company. So, you know, I started this purely out of wanting to help parents, keep parents in the know. Our package is $4.95, Mike. $4.95 a month. Come on. People spend hundreds to protect their credit with LifeLock. This is peace of mind for parents and peace of mind for administrators and law enforcement. Our platform is built out to work with them as well. We haven't talked about that, but it is something that we want to have peace of mind online, on campus, and in the community. That's our tagline.
I would say if you're a parent and if your kids are on social media, and if $4.95 a month is too much for you, I don't know what I can say. I don't know how I can help anymore. $4.95 a month for peace of mind to be alerted, because with our kids, we need to know what's going on. We can't get away from social media. And anymore, Jacob, there are social media sites out there that they're like popping up left and right. Every day there's something new, and I can't keep up with them, and I can't monitor them. My kids are going to be on social media sites that I've never even heard of when the day comes around. So you guys do that. So go ahead and text the word social to 411-923. How long has Raadr been in business, and what is next for Raadr?
We've been in business since late August of 2015, and you know what's next is we are going digital. Right now, our app is under review with Apple, and we're hoping, knock on wood, sometime next week it'll be live in the iTunes Store, then in Android. So those two things are very near future. And then as well, we've built out and aren't finished yet, but are building out an app for kids, and it's called the Bully Raadr app. And this is an app that allows kids at school to report abuse real time to administrators and law enforcement. This allows kids to report anything that's happening on campus. God forbid a shooting, who's going to know first?
Yeah.
Kids are going to know first.
It's all over social media.
It's all over social media. So we feel like we're hitting a three-prong approach here. We're working with parents, we're working with kids, and we're working with law enforcement. So all three of those can communicate, and we can have a technology that helps and prevents.
All right. You're given 30 seconds to present at the capstone class at the W.P. Carey School of Business. You got 30 would-be entrepreneurs getting ready to hit the streets to start their own business. Through your success, what advice do you give them?
Oh, man. First one right off the top, say no. Learn to say no. So many times when I first started my business, I said yes to too many things that wasted my time, wasted my money, and wasted my energy. And if I would have listened more to my initial gut feeling, I would have said no. So the biggest piece of information and advice I can give somebody is learn to say no.
All right, Jacob, appreciate you joining us this afternoon on It's Business Time. Go ahead and text the word social to 411-923. Learn where you can go to have peace of mind when it comes down to your children and what they are doing on social media. Coming up next, we have got a phenomenal cause, a phenomenal organization.